everyone, and welcome to Center Stage Community Podcast, where we give the community the center stage. I'm your host, Justin McCaw, with my co-host, Kimber Horton.
Hey,
Hi, Kimber.
Hey, I'm so ready for this. Are you ready for this?
I'm ready for this, yes. The reason why we are doing this podcast is because we want to inspire, encourage, and build community. The way that we want to do that is by giving people a platform where they can come together with us to inform the community as to what's going on, where everybody is included and has a place, and we build not just a platform, but a place where everybody knows that there's trust, love, and hope, and friendships in all corners of the community, and everybody is not alone. Isn't that right, Kimber?
That is just a perfect way to say that. I love everything that we are bringing, and we know that you're going to love it too. We want to hear on this podcast from our local heroes. We want to hear from the people here that make a difference, the movers and shakers. This podcast is called Center Stage because, community, we want to give you the center stage. We want you to have a voice. We want to shine the spotlight on our beautiful community. We want to celebrate your wins. We want to celebrate growth. We all have a really beautiful passion for where our community can go.
Absolutely.
And I think that Justin and I really agreed that probably our biggest fault as a community as a whole is the communication. So
Yes.
We go back to Justin saying, this is a platform. We want this to be positivity. We want this to shed beautiful light.
Absolutely.
We want this to be a place for growth. We want new businesses, families that have big visions for us, just, the things that people have to share that are going to help us all move forward.
Absolutely. You cannot have community without communication, right?
That's right. Amen to that.
Positive communication.
That's right.
Well, Center Stage Community Podcast is currently brought to you by Insure Boss and
Kimber Horton, Solid Rock Realtors. I am your favorite local trusted realtor, and we are here with our favorite trusted insurance advisor.
Absolutely.
We're so proud to be part of this and bring this to you guys.
Absolutely. On future podcasts, we're going to be bringing on different guests that are going to be able to tell their story, tell their testimonies, give a little bit of background on them and how they love the community, how they invest in the community, and what they do for our little town and the vision that they have for the town. As well as we're going to do a lot of informing people on this particular podcast. Not only that, but we're going to have a mailing list. We're going to let people know the exciting things that are happening in our community. We're going to have opportunities for people to be able to come together and get the word out. Isn't that right, Kimber?
And we're going to have cool swag.
Yes, we are. Absolutely. Absolutely. So does 50-50-50 ring a bell?
Oh, the 50-50-50. Guys, we are so excited to bring this to you. 50 for him, 50 to her for the first 50 people that like and subscribe. We want to engage you. We want you to feel like you're a part of this. We are going to do a giveaway with $50 to Lyle's Chuck Wagon.
Awesome.
That's kind of the 50 for him, but really that's for all of us because your girl here likes to eat too.
Can I sign up?
Maybe. And we're going to do a $50 Amazon gift card because every woman is busy and we don't have time to shop. So we need Amazon to deliver that to our doorstep. Mm-hmm. And again, that's going to be to the first 50 listeners that do what? They need to like and subscribe. Click a link. Tell us, Justin.
Absolutely. They need to like and subscribe in the YouTube channel. Make sure that you share it too. That would be awesome. Get it out to more community members. We're also going to share it on Facebook. But in order to enter the giveaway, you have to like and subscribe. And then you have to go into the description of this video and you have to click on the link which will take you to the page where you can sign up for the mailing list. Once you sign up for the mailing list, you are officially entered into the giveaway.
Yes.
So make sure that you do that. Don't forget to do that.
We're
Very
super
important.
excited. And guys, we need the exposure. We're brand new. We're doing this for you. We're doing this for us. We all want to have a little bit of investment in here. So when we post, when we share, please share. Let's get this out to the world so the world knows we're here and the world knows they get to have a voice here at Center Stage.
Absolutely. Awesome. Well, very good, Kimber. Thank you for sharing that information. So today,
It's about us.
It's about us. It's about me and you communicating, having a conversation, telling everybody about where we're from, why we're here, what we do in the community, and basically our heart behind the why, right?
That's right. And I'm excited to share that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So go ahead and jump in. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
He gave me a microphone. Can anybody that knows me, can you believe somebody was crazy enough to give me a microphone and actually say, go?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, I know. Hang on, buddy. No. So my name is Kimber Horton. I am a local realtor with Solid Rock Realtors. I was not born and raised here. I grew up in California. I have lived here now for almost 20 years. I met my husband 2 months after I moved here, and we met one night, went on a date the next day, and we have literally been together ever since. I'm very open about our story. We went through IVF struggles to have our family. I'm very open about that because that is such a topic that's out there in the world, and so many people struggle with that. And I am here to always be a voice of hope for that, because Chad and I have 3 beautiful boys, Reed, Ben, and Blake. And Ben and Blake are twins. And so if you think that's not a wild ride, it is. I have a lot of gray hair now I'd like to say from them. I don't know. Might be from Chad. Maybe he says I'm the cause of his gray hair. So we're going to give that back out loud on the podcast. So we are just a local family here, just trying to do big things for our family and for others. I'm trying to teach my kids the responsibility to serve. I want them to see their mom and dad do, work hard and do good things for others. And so we're just really proud to do the things. I ran for school board here. I have a seat on our local school board. I'm so proud to support Chelsea Dragons. Go Dragons! We've had an incredible school year. It's already this home stretch is ridiculously fast.
Yeah.
So, I'm here to serve our community in that capacity. And every year I seem to get inspired and want to do more. And I am also your local realtor. I have had the beautiful opportunity to serve. I should have got the number together, how many families I've had the opportunity to serve here. I've just listed 2 beautiful homes, one renovated by On the Rock Rentals and Renovations, and was able to help them get that property sold. We're getting ready to close this week. Turned around and partnered with an amazing local builder, Trailblazer Homes, was able to list his property. And there's another family coming into our community that is so excited to be here. And so I'm here, you're our insurance advisor. I like to think that I'm our trusted real estate advisor. I've taken countless calls of people that...
It's kind of cool because you have the front end on that, right? I mean,
Yes.
people who are moving into the community,
Yes.
you get to speak with them, right? You get to learn who they are.
And that's it. I
and how
love to
they're gonna-
advocate for our town for that. And I'm just an out loud voice of positivity for our Chelsea community and sharing what's happening, the growth on Main Street, the renovations that have happened. Some of these old properties. I mean, we're going to get into a lot of this over the episodes to come, but some of these older properties that have been getting demolished and rebuilt. I mean, just our town is getting rejuvenated, and I have had a front seat to that, and I've just been really excited to be part of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
So tell
awesome.
us about you. Tell us a little bit about your passion. Justin is extremely passionate about this. He is the brains behind this operation. He had a beautiful dream of bringing this to the community, and I'm just excited for you to hear his why and about his precious family and who they are.
Well, thank you, Kimber, for that introduction. I appreciate that. So I have to tell you, I never envisioned myself moving to the town of Chelsea. It wasn't a dream of mine. It wasn't anything that I had put on my radar. It's just something that I like to say this. I didn't choose Chelsea. Chelsea chose me.
That's awesome.
And so what I mean by that is, people might remember the name Kathy Jones. She had a farmers insurance agency here for the longest time, right? Where the daycare is now.
Okay.
And 14 years ago or so, Kathy retired, sold her business back to farmers, and then she went and started helping an insurance agent in Tulsa, where I actually had an office. Interesting story, okay?
It is interesting.
I never wanted to be an insurance agent.
Isn't that funny? I always said I would never be a realtor.
Yeah.
Ironic.
Yeah. I wanted to run so far away from being an insurance agent, and here's the reason why. When I was a kid, I remember my dad staying up 2 or 3 nights a week studying for his test, being stressed out, and when he went and finally took his test, got his license, and then started working, he was working all the time. And he didn't just work, but he involved us kids. And a fun night for my dad would be, hey, I know you have baseball tonight, so after the games, you can have a couple of friends over, and we can have pizza and play Nintendo. All right, cool, Dad. That sounds like fun. But, excuse me, that wasn't the entire story. What would happen then is he would have us stuffing door knockers.
Oh, no.
And then the next morning at like 7 o'clock in the morning, excuse me, we were going from neighborhood to neighborhood sorry about that. Going from neighborhood to
allergy
neighborhood,
season. We're good.
he would drop me and one of my friends off on one side of the neighborhood and another friend off on the other side.
no.
And he would wait for us to meet in the middle. And now I would say he would order pizza for us, and it was a fun night the night before and all that. But we were just so worn out the next day because we didn't have any sleep. So I wonder why I didn't want to be an insurance agent. So fast forward to about 14 years ago. I'm in this office building. It's a 3-story office building. I'm sharing an office. I'm the only independent agent sharing the office with 3 other captive farmers agents. And this lady moves into the office right next door to me. And I talk to her, get to know her, come to find out it's Kathy Jones. And she's like, hey, the lady that took over my office and was in my office building in Chelsea moved out. So if you're interested, we can open an office in Chelsea. And I was kind of like, you mean with you running it? And she's kind of like, yeah, I can help out with it. I was like, well, absolutely, let's do that. And then she was like, well, let me pray about it and think about it. I was like, well, you just said let's open it. You know what I mean?
Take it away from me.
I was like, this is your idea. No, but Kathy, she's so gracious. She's such a wonderful person. I still have her insured today. She's such a kind lady and I can see where God used her to move me where I'm supposed to be and where my family's supposed to be.
Oh, I love that.
So, through life events, I had an office in Tulsa, in Verdigris, and Chelsea for a couple of years. And because life happens, everything was consolidated to Chelsea. And I'm just like, I live in Verdigris. I had an office in Tulsa, but why is everything being moved to Chelsea? I don't understand
So many
that.
people think Chelsea is a place that you grow up and leave, and not that people come to, but I'm here to tell you guys, we are living proof that this community draws people in.
Absolutely.
Yeah, keep going.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, it's good. That's really good. So, back in 2020, everything had been consolidated to Chelsea.
Do we remember what happened in 2020? The world ran out of toilet paper.
That's all I remember.
Yes, it
that
did.
happened. Well, back in 2020, I mean, like a lot of things were shut down, right? So I was in a position where I was like, I don't want to end up being dependent upon other people to supply us with what we need, which is kind of what was happening across the world. So I talked to my wife, and she told me that we could find a place, where we could be a little bit more self-sufficient. I was like, yeah, I like that idea. Let's look for some land.
They did not use me as their realtor.
Didn't know
I'm just
about
kidding.
Kimber.
I wasn't one.
Didn't know about Kimber at that time.
I wasn't one yet. I did not get into this until the end of that crazy real estate phase. So just so you know.
So we started looking for different opportunities, and we came across one that was in Bonita. Put an offer on the house. It was a beautiful house on about 30 acres or so. It was really nice. And about 2 weeks later, they pulled the deal out from underneath us. Yeah, it was disheartening.
If you've ever been through that, that is a moment that's so hard. It's hard for the realtors. It's devastating for a buyer.
Yeah.
It's just crushing.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. So, but during that time, it was kind of convenient for us. And it's kind of a long story, but my dad was diagnosed with kidney cancer during that time. And so when we were looking, it was like March or April of 2020. My dad really was starting to get worse as the year progressed. And so it was kind of a good thing that we were not moving and trying to get other things done at that particular moment. And then, but when we went through that heart-crushing thing about losing that other house, God spoke to my heart. And he said, pray the land comes to you. And I was kind of like, okay. And so I told my wife.
Sounds terrifying. You have to really have your faith intact and believe.
Yeah, absolutely. And so we prayed, and we kind of, that didn't keep us from looking. I was on Realtor probably 2 or 3 times a week, and I was like, hey, here's this one, let's go, And every time we would go look at something, it would not be right. It would not turn out the way that we thought it was going to turn out. So fast forward throughout 2020, we actually took our house off the market for a little bit. And my dad got worse, came home on hospice at the end of July, early August. And then he passed away in October. And about 2 weeks after his funeral, which would have been about mid-November of 2020, remember God said, pray the land comes to you. I had a customer walk into my office and said, hey, I don't know if you're interested or not, but there is a house that was just sold at auction that is going to be resold at a good price. if you're interested. It's just right down the road from your office, and it's on 16 acres. And I was like, yeah, exactly. I was like, pray the land comes to you.
Right. The clouds open and the light shines down. It's beautiful.
Yeah. And he walked into my office and told me about this. I was like, okay, thank you. So that was a great customer of mine, client of mine. If he hears the story, he knows, I'm talking about him. So anyway, he brings us a garage door opener to go look at the property. So my wife, my grandparents, and my mom, and all my children come up here to Chelsea, and we're all looking at the property. Now, you have to understand, my wife is somewhat picky about homes, which I can understand. Most
common situation.
Yeah, most ladies are going to be like, I want my home to be what I want my home to be.
We want what we want.
Yeah, exactly, right? Right, understandably. So she had given her disapproval on many other properties throughout that year. And so when she came up to the property where we live now, I wasn't expecting her to respond the way that she did. Because she was like, oh yeah, I definitely like this house. I love this house.
Exciting.
This is a good house. Directly after that viewing, when we went and saw the house, we went back to my office. Now you have to think, my wife and all my family lived in Verdigris at the time, so we did not have family trips to Chelsea. It was just me coming to the office to work, right?
Do insurance things.
Yeah, do insurance stuff. So after the meeting, my wife and my younger kids stopped by the office, and my wife and I were talking and discussing it, and this gentleman came walking in the door. I didn't know who he was at the time, didn't recognize him, but at that moment, he said, "I'd like to sell you a house." I was like, "Oh, you're the guy that has that property," and he's like, "Yeah." And anyway, we talk back and forth, and we settle on a price. He allows me to list my house, put it back on the market, and sell it. Sells for $16,000 more than I had it listed for earlier in the year.
Look at that beautiful timing.
Yes, and he allows us to come in and start painting the house and getting things in order, the way that my wife wanted it, the color she wanted, and so on and so forth. So by the time we actually moved in, it was pretty much the house that she wanted at that particular moment.
That's exciting. That's so beautiful. You guys are going to find in this podcast that we're going to circle back a lot to our faith. We are both very faith-driven, and we have both really rely on that. And I'm somebody that's growing in my faith. Justin, I've already learned a lot from them and their family in that. But that was just beautiful timing on God's part, and it is in His timing, and that's just so special.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I could have jumped the gun on many occasions throughout that year. 2020 was a hard year for everybody, but especially for us with the passing of my dad and everything.
Especially if you ran out of toilet paper.
Yeah, especially, yes. Because Dollar General, they were not stocking that stuff.
The
I'm just
DG
saying.
was running short.
Yeah, they were. So, yeah, that's kind of the history of my family. So, insurance is what I do, but it's not who I am. And so it's just a benefit that I can offer the community. I've been doing it for 15 years. I know a lot about insurance. My dad was a insurance agent for most of my life. My son, who works at the office with me, he's a third-generation insurance agent, so it's kind of a family thing.
Nice.
We love servicing people. We love helping people. We don't really like selling policies based upon price, because we've learned that you can buy. Let me put it this way. You can buy a really thin, awful quality toilet paper that's not going to cover much. If you know what I mean.
If you know what I mean. Cheaper's not always better.
Exactly.
I will say the same thing for real estate agents. Cheaper's not always better. It is what it is.
Absolutely. And if I could do kind of a shameless plug here, let me ask you this.
This is our podcast.
That's right. So let me ask you this, Kimber. Have you ever had anybody, and you might have, I don't know, have you ever had anybody walk into your office and say, hey, I want to talk to Kimber Horton? They find you and say, listen, I'm looking for a house. I just want the cheapest thing you have on the market. I don't want anything else. Please don't try to upsell me. I just want the cheapest thing that you got listed on the market right now.
Yes, I have had that order, and it's a very tall order.
Yeah, very tall order.
It's a tall order because we go into that, and they want the cheapest, but they also need financing, and that's a whole thing that we'll talk about some other day.
Yeah, exactly.
It's tough.
Exactly. So insurance is kind of similar, because people want to save money on insurance, But saving money on insurance doesn't always mean that it's going to do what you expect it to do in the event of a loss. So the number one priority when you're shopping for insurance is not the premium. It is what it will do whenever you actually sustain a loss.
Yeah.
And if you find a policy that will cover what you believe it will cover, it probably is worth the investment in the premium. That way you will have peace of mind and be able to sleep at night whenever those storms are rolling through like they were last night.
Well, and here you are. I'm going to help you find your investment, and Justin's going to help you protect your investment.
That's right. Absolutely.
We're an A-team here.
Absolutely.
So speaking of real estate and our insurance, our companies, our businesses are coming together to bring our community at the end of April a home buyer event. We are going to have, of course, your favorite trusted local realtor, your favorite insurance advisor. We're going to have a title company present, a home inspector, and a lender. And we are going to educate you and give you every piece of knowledge and all the tools that you need to prepare to purchase a home in the spring and summer market.
Yes.
School's going to be coming to an end. A lot of people like to try to get under contract and move at that time. So just you're going to see more about that on social media. We'll share more about that, but we have an amazing home buyer event coming up that is, again, for you, our community, just to arm you with some more knowledge. What else do we have on that, Justin?
That is pretty much all that we have on that particular item. We do want to let you know that on upcoming podcasts, kind of give you a sneak peek on some of the folks that we're going to be talking to. I won't drop names necessarily.
Yeah,
we
name
have
dropping.
We have commitments from people in the community, but I don't want to drop names until we have something scheduled. But people that are in charge of municipalities, folks that sit on certain boards,
Business owners,
yes, people that are in education of all kinds in the community.
Our school's doing great things. I'm excited for that.
Yes, very much looking forward to that.
Tell me this, Justin. If someone wants to be a guest on this amazing podcast and take the center stage, what do they need to do?
We are working currently on creating a Google document where you can make recommendations on that. But for the time being, what you can do right now, Kimber, is you can send us an email at cscommunitypodcast@gmail.com. That's C as in Charlie, S as in Sam, communitypodcast@gmail.com. And just include as much information as you possibly can whenever we're considering somebody. We want to make sure it's a good fit for the community. Remember, we want positivity, not negativity. We don't want to hear complaining, griping. We don't want to hear that on this particular podcast.
I'll hit my easy button. I don't have one yet, but I'm going to get one.
Yeah, it's not. This is not the platform for that. There's too much of that happens on Facebook. So
we are so excited for the light to shine on our community.
Absolutely.
We are so excited for the light to shine on the people that get to come in here. We're so excited to share their stories, hear their stories, learn more about one another. We want this community to connect right here, and we're just extremely excited about this whole thing.
Yes, absolutely. One more time, let's remind the folks how to sign up for the mailing list so that they can get signed up for the giveaway.
50-50-50.
Absolutely. Again, Kimber, one more time. It's 50 what?
50-50-50. It's $50 to Lyle's Chuck Wagon, which is getting ready to launch. We are so excited for that. If you haven't seen the menu, you can check him out on Facebook. He's got amazing prices, and obviously the food's going to be delicious. We're just so ready for that. It's going to be a $50 Amazon gift card. So 2 different giveaways there, guys, for our first 50 people that like and subscribe and sign up for our newsletter.
Absolutely. And remember, you can sign up for that newsletter by going to the description in this video on YouTube, clicking the link, and putting in the information that is required to sign up for the newsletter. Every time, or when you do that, you will be entered into the drawing. If you want more entries, maybe you should have more family members who have emails sign up for that.
More entries, yes.
Absolutely.
I love that. And also, on our next episode, we're going to let the community help us decide on a logo.
Yes.
Justin likes a manly logo. I like mine a little zhuzhed. We might have you spell it out, whoever can spell zhuzhed the best, and also comments my name the most. No, you're going to get to choose. We want this to be your voice, and you're going to get to help us choose. We're super excited about that.
Yes.
We'll be pumping these episodes out. We'll be having our guests on, and you guys are going to get to engage, and so we're super pumped about that too.
Yes, very excited about it, and we want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your day to listen to this podcast. Make sure, again, you like, you share, sign up for the newsletter so that way you can stay posted. We will be coming up with a merch site, so keep an eye out for that as well.
I like swag. I like cool swag.
Yeah, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. But remember that in the community, we are your choice for reaching out, letting people know who you are, what you're about. And remember, without communication, you cannot have community. And when you think of community, remember Center Stage Community Podcast, where we give the community the center stage. And God bless, guys.
That's a wrap.